No?
Hi, everyone. We're here again with Loren Thompson of Mindful Space Counselling. She is a registered counselor in private practice here in Vancouver. And she specializes in working with couples, which is what we're going to talk about today, as it relates to cohabitating, co-ownership, purchasing real estate together. Loren, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Katy.
So here's my easy question for you. How does one prepare for cohabitating, moving in together, co-ownership, demands on a relationship when you're purchasing real estate?
Wow, that's a very
There's a loaded question
yeah.
for you right out the gate.
That's only a small question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a huge question. With the how does one prepare? I think the preparation is multifaceted. And so I'm guessing when someone has decided that they're going to move in together or buy a property together, that there's some level of commitment. Something there must be some level of trust, some level of friendship, or in the relationship. So thinking about preparing, I'm going to ask you a question, Katy. What are they preparing for? What are you thinking that they're preparing for?
I guess if you're in relationship is if you're not living together, you could then be living together.
Right. Okay.
If there is, say, an investment together, so you're co-owning property, but maybe not cohabitating, is now you have new demands or new commitments or new conversations entering into your friendship partnership that weren't there before, that could add different levels of stress. I guess those would be the main two. Right? Just new conversations about things that, I mean, I know inside and out mortgages, but most people don't, which is why they come to work with someone like me. So these things can be confusing, scary, and even if you have someone leading you through it, one person may understand, the other may not. So it can add a level of just confusion or angst or a feeling of unrest, and that can cause a little bit of an issue within the relationship or friendship.
Yes. So they're thinking about, okay, so lots of things that are happening for each person coming into the process, bringing with them a whole load of probably stuff from the past as well, along with maybe things, hopes and dreams or fears about the future. So this with a couple doing this, I think for the safety, it would be really helpful that if both was able to kind of support each other and be a stress release. So having these stress reducing conversations where one can really, in the relationship, can really kind of let out what is bothering them, their angst, what it is they're worried about, what it is they're concerned about, what it is on the other side, the flip side, what it is they're really excited about and looking forward to. So having an open space where that can happen, and that requires on each side the ability to really hear the other person. And to do that, we have to put our own stuff to the side to truly do that. But when we're able to offer a space to our partner, or that, a space of really listening, then a lot of that stuff really just comes out, because most of us, all of us pretty much just want to be seen and heard. So if we can really see, hear, and understand our partner, not get defensive, start to criticize or jump to conclusions or blame, or start stonewalling or calling names, if we can keep all of that out of it and really just, because all of that stuff just stops us seeing and the other person being seen and heard, or even us being seen and heard. So keeping it a space where we can truly see and hear each other. I think that for most couples provides a lot of safety, because there's the confidence going in that in this relationship, whatever comes up, we're going to find a way through.
Have you ever done work with couples or even two friends, a partnership of sorts, where they have very different money stories or money backgrounds, where one individual grew up in, say, a very poor household? There wasn't, say, a home, a bedroom for everyone. Kids bunked together. There wasn't necessarily a meal every day, versus, you know, the extreme where there was a lot of money, but perhaps the parents were very vacant because they were working all the time. I find in what I do is these money stories follow through and can lead to certain behaviors which can create conflict if not fully understood. Or even, you know, I didn't know that's where you came from and why that's a piece of who you are today. Do you find that comes up a bit, that history, the money story?
Yes. And generally, any conflict in relationships comes up from not understanding or seeing the whole person of where, or the whole picture of where that person's coming from, because everyone has a position at certain times, and their position is there for a reason. They're not making that position up. It came there. They're there. That's what's in their hands, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, exploring, digging, getting to know the person. Like, I like these sort of questions, like, you know, in the position that you've got on this, you're about the finances, you know, is this related to any of your values, your core values, your beliefs in any way? And then is this also related in some way to your upbringing or to your history in any way? And, you know, why is this important to you? So asking these really open-ended, curious, exploring questions to uncover what it is, the thinking, uncover where did this thinking come from.
Well, money or finances and that discussion around that it seems to be a very hot topic amongst couples, because they may share everything but have different patterns of spending or saving, but they may not share anything. And you know, going through the process, things come out of the woodwork, and you know, things that they have to work through. So you know, I've seen all sort of things, you know, bubble up a little for couples, and you know, we want to make sure we offer, you know, the added advice of that there is the opportunity to speak in a safe space with someone like yourself and go through these things, and that, you know, there's advantage to having discussion openly about these things. I feel, I mean, some people may not have to, but knowing that there is a space and someone that can lead them through those conversations, because it can be quite a sore spot for some.
Oh yeah. And a lot of couples are in different places financially in their thinking and their values around finances and the way that they view finances. Very different. And whenever there's a lot of differences, that's had potential to cause a lot of conflict. So what can happen with these sorts of conversations that are kind of hot topics? They can become perpetual conversations that don't go anywhere, and they get what we call gridlocked. So when you do that, it's like the wheels kind of seize up, so there's nowhere to go from there. And that's, you know, sometimes a good place to reach out for help. But in saying that, as a couple, what you want to do is you want to keep the dialogue going. So you want to stay out of or away from gridlock, or know when you're in it how you can safely get out of it without causing harm, or the least amount of harm, to the relationship and to yourself.
I like that. Yeah, that I've been there in that gridlock space. I'm sure everyone has at some point. So if there was one piece of advice that you would offer, again, we're tying it back to real estate, but you know, in that purchase transaction, if people are purchasing one of the largest investments they're likely to ever make, what is the one piece of advice that you'd offer to them as they enter into that purchase?
Yeah.
That's tough, I know, but
Yeah, where my heart comes from is for the couple that it's like something that unifies them and brings them closer together, and that the process of kind of joining again, getting deeper into connection, there's another layer of commitment in building, buying something together. So, making that a real positive experience for both of you and really protecting that experience to be like, hey, this is something that is, where it's something really, yeah, positive for the relationship. And if it starts to go in the territory that this is not positive, or there's some negative things coming out, to really pay attention to that and see if you can shift it or understand what the negative is, so that both of you are getting the most benefit for the relationship out of something that could be extremely positive and hopeful, and provide, yeah, I think just, yeah, what I would want is that to see is that the the couple were gaining the positivity out of all
yeah,
that buying a property together has to offer, that they're milking it, that they're really getting everything out
yeah.
of
Because it really is an exciting moment, an
it.
exciting time. It's sort of like we get to join in on the trip with you, but I want to help my clients as much as I can to stay on that positive side to it, that enjoyment side of it. But obviously, there's always yin to the yang. But knowing that there are individuals just like you that are here as a resource and in our communities, and that you're obviously well versed and have had these conversations and have that experience with other clients who are going through the same thing, same but different, always different situation. But I hope that if anyone listening today is in this sort of situation or wants to give themselves the best opportunity for success and full enjoyment of their new property, that they do feel free to reach out to Loren and work with her through that process. So Loren, thank you again for taking your time. Truly appreciate it. I know everyone is so busy. Even though we have more time at home, we have less time than ever. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. And again, for everyone listening, we will put her contact information in the show notes if you'd like to reach out.
Thanks, Katie. Thank you.
Bye for now.